Welcome into Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee, the show that focuses on your community by taking a look at this week's editions of your local newspapers. Lawrence County Advocate, Main Street Maury, Pulaski Citizen. I'm Scott Stewart. I'm publisher of those local newspapers, and I'm wondering, can you feel it? Ooh, that little cool spell that came through last week and really kind of is still hanging on, kind of teasing us for football season. And yes, football season is right around the corner. Next Friday, high school football starts, and all three of our Southern Middle Tennessee newspapers have season previews coming up next week. So do not miss it. There's no way you want to miss a single week of our high school football coverage, along with the coverage of your local news, events, sports, everything else about your community. I'll be telling you how to get a subscription as we go through this week's show. Make sure you get a subscription to your local newspaper, Main Street Maury, Pulaski Citizen, Lawrence County Advocate. We're going to keep you up to date. And know this, whenever you get a subscription to your traditional newspaper, you receive it in your mailbox, and you also get a free online subscription to your website. But with all that said, let's keep moving. The Pulaski Citizen Wrap is up next. So I just told you to pick up a subscription to your local newspaper, and these wraps are going to kind of tell you why. These wraps are full of information from your local newspapers, and we're going to start off here with the Pulaski Citizen. The Pulaski Citizen Wrap features Lisa Ayers as our Citizen Spotlight this week. Find a photo of Lisa at the top and center of the front page this week and learn more about Lisa in the article inside this week's edition. So the top story on the front of this week's Pulaski Citizen is a preview to the agenda for the August 19th Giles County Commission meeting. Monday's meeting will be at 5 p.m. on the second floor of the courthouse, and we will stream the meeting on Pulaski Citizen Live's YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to that, and the Pulaski Citizen Facebook page. Make sure you follow or like us there. Festivals and fun from last week and coming up this weekend dominate our front page this week. So last week was Here's the Beef Festival in Giles County, and it concluded with Saturday's rodeo at the Giles County Agri Park. What a great event. We've got photos from that right there on the front page, including a very moving photo of a riderless bull that was sent out during the rodeo in memory of young Dawson Oakley, who was killed in a tragic accident last week. Also on the front, find out what to expect from this week's 32nd annual Crepe Myrtle Festival down in Ardmore. And next week, UT Southern looks to celebrate the opening of the fall 2024 semester with a community celebration. That's coming up next Tuesday, August the 20th. Inside, a mobile addiction treatment RV will provide counseling and patient treatment in Giles and surrounding counties. State Representative Clay Doggett has announced that 10 care families are now able to receive free diapers for their children. It's a state program that our state representative has announced. Also inside this week, one of our Pulaski Citizen family just got engaged. We've got the announcement this week. We'll let you check that out inside and find out who it is. And Margaret Campbell gives us some easy breakfast recipes now that school is back in session. As always, we've got obituaries, we've got property transfers, we got court docket. It's Realtors Week this week. Backwards glances, community briefs, church briefs, auction, and estate ads. We've got government public notices and fun and games and so much more. Hey, don't forget that voting for the Giles County Main Street Awards is underway right now, all the way through September 1st. You can go to PulaskiCitizen.com, or you can check out the ad in this week's edition of the Pulaski Citizen on how to vote for your favorite business, organization, individual, or event in a multitude of categories. Man, that is a fun time, and we will be celebrating coming up in September, so make sure you get your votes in now. And Miku, the cutest little kitten in the world, is this week's Humane Association Pet of the Week. All of that and so much more awaits you in the Pulaski Citizen this week. You can get yours at markets and boxes all across the county. But better yet, you can get a subscription today, and you can get your copy emailed to you each week. And don't forget that when you get a subscription to the traditional newspaper, you get a free online subscription. Here's how you find out more. 363-3544 or PulaskiCitizen.com. Either one of them can help you get a subscription to the Pulaski Citizen. Now, here's Wade with that Pulaski Citizen Sports.
Hey guys, Wade Neely here, sports editor of the Pulaski Citizen. Time for an update on what's in print and what's online for the August 14th edition of the Pulaski Citizen Sports page. Middle school football is back, and it is back in a big way as we had two of our rivals duke it out on the gridiron last Tuesday night, as it was Richland holding off Bridgeforth 38-28, using a strong mix of a strong rushing attack on the ground, but also their talented 8th grade quarterback, Gavin Schrader, really put on a show at times, passing the football. Bridgeforth made a really good comeback in the second half to keep things really in doubt right until the final possession before Richland tacked on a late score. And once again, they win it 38-28. That was our first broadcast on Pulaski Citizen Live of the season. And you can download that game. You can listen to it on demand by searching for PCL GCHS on your Mixler app. So make sure you check that out. Other big news here in Giles County. Turns out time really is a flat circle, at least for the UT Southern men's basketball program, as they have announced a new men's basketball head coach in the form of a previous coach. Andy Sharp will return after 10-plus years away. He was the coach for then Martin Methodist College, guiding them to multiple national tournament bids, including that famous run in 2011 all the way to the NAIA Fab Four. But Andy returns after a couple years away from the coaching ranks entirely. He was at Southern Arkansas, an NCAA Division II program for 10 years after MMC, but recently was in the financial world in the banking sector down in Arkansas, just right outside of where he coached at SAU. So make sure you check that out. Other words in print this week, our good friend Larry Woody talking about a Giles County native. Justin White was in the news a lot this summer, and for some interesting reasons. And the Pulaski native and Richland alumnus is the feature topic of Larry Woody's column this week, bringing you guys a NASCAR update. We also have pictures from the Ag Stampede. The inaugural 5-mile race was held out at the Giles County Agri Park this weekend. Make sure that you check that out. And I mentioned middle school football was back. We were thinking Richland and Bridgeforth, but South Giles got a massive win. 56 points they rattled off as they take care of Flintville last week. Braylon Bledsoe, Malachi Bridges really running wild on those opponents last Thursday night at Sam Davis Park. So a jam-packed sports section this week. Make sure you check it all out. If you miss any of it in print, you can always see it online at PulaskiCitizen.com. Wade Neely saying so long for now. That's an update on the August 14th edition of the Pulaski Citizen Sports page.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily, as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Having a good, confident smile and being able to portray that positivity to others is really helpful.
A professional family atmosphere is what we get every time we come here.
Our hygienists do a better job at kind of assessing mouths and coming up with plans than most dentists do.
They're very kind and they're very aware of other people.
I think if there's things that I would want you to leave here with, I want you to feel like you were heard, that we listened to you, and I want you to feel like that your concerns were addressed.
Whether you're an athlete or a weekend warrior, when it comes to your performance, don't settle for anything less than excellence. We're proud to announce that Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint Clinic is now Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance of Columbia, where we are redefining sports medicine and orthopedics. Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance's team of expert sports medicine physicians understands the unique demands of your body. TOA Columbia specializes in personalized orthopedic care, offering state-of-the-art treatments for everything from sports injuries to joint replacements. Learn more at toacolumbia.com.
Nashville Sounds Baseball is back in Hit City for the 2024 season. Spend your nights and weekends at the ballpark with weekly giveaways, fireworks shows, throwback deals, live music, and more. Top talent will take the field at First Horizon Park against the AAA Minnesota Twins, Baltimore Orioles, Atlanta Braves, St. Louis Cardinals, Cincinnati Reds, and more. Tickets start at just $10 and are available now at NashvilleSounds.com. We will see you in Hit City.
In the Lawrence County Advocate Wrap this week, we start off with the announcement that a proposed wheel tax referendum will not go before the county commission next week and therefore will not be on the November 5th election ballot. Find out more in the article there at the top of page A1 and in County Executive David Morgan's column, which will be on A5 in this week's edition of the Lawrence County Advocate. Also on the front page this week, 2 Girl Scouts are seeking donations for their Silver Award project. Loretta City leaders agree to apply for some grant funds, and they encourage their citizens to sign up for announcements from Text MyGov. West Point Fire Department received its new fire engine recently, and we have a candidate announcement for one of the open seats on the Lawrenceburg City Council. Inside, army worms have been found across Lawrence County, and really, to be honest with you, Giles County as well. Grace House is in need of donated items, and Pieces-to-Piece Massage Therapy has opened in Lawrenceburg. Estate sales and auctions, town crier, community events, local obituary notices, weather from our friends over at Tennessee Valley Weather, puzzles, and the local church director, all every week right there in the Lawrence County Advocate. The Sheriff's Department is warning of a potential scam. The delinquent taxpayer list has been updated, and flower lovers collect pennies for pines. All that inside this week's edition of the Lawrence County Advocate. Finally, the new circuit judge was sworn in last week. The sheriff spoke to West End Club recently, and we've got a beautiful memory from Hojo Photo Files on the back of this week's edition. High school football, as I said, starts next week, and our annual high school football preview will be here just in time to get you up to date on your favorite team. Do not miss it. Yep, make sure you don't miss a week of the Lawrence County Advocate. Get your subscription today. You can call 762-1726 or visit lawrencecountyadvocate.net. And don't forget that only Lawrence County Advocate subscribers, just the subscribers, are the ones that get a 4-page section of comics and puzzles with your subscription every week with your newspaper.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily, as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
They have always met wildest expectations as far as taking care of my teeth and my health. You know, teeth health is very important now to your heart. And I told him one day, I said, I'd love to have nice teeth and nice hair. And he said, well, I can take care of the teeth, but I can't take care of the hair. And I said, you can make my teeth? He said, yeah. I said, well, let's go for it. And he did. And I have been tremendously pleased. Dr. Hart, if you need him at night, he's here. This staff here will take care of you 24/7. You don't have to worry about, I can't get a hold of my dentist, my tooth's hurting. No. They will be here for you. And if I could get Dr. Hart to take that same artistry that he has and grow hair, then he would be double rich.
Nashville Sounds Baseball is back in Hit City for the 2024 season. Spend your nights and weekends at the ballpark with weekly giveaways, fireworks shows, throwback deals, live music, and more. Top talent will take the field at First Horizon Park against the AAA Minnesota Twins, Baltimore Orioles, Atlanta Braves, St. Louis Cardinals, Cincinnati Reds, and more. Tickets start at just $10 and are available now at NashvilleSounds.com. We will see you in Hit City.
Hello, race fans, and welcome to Nashville Superspeedway.
That's right, guitars and fast cars right here in Music City. This summer, NASCAR is back at the Nashville Superspeedway. Get your tickets now to watch your favorite driver take on the 1.33 miles of concrete chaos. Visit NashvilleSuperspeedway.com to lock in your spot June 28th through the 30th for the Ally 400 race weekend.
I want to start the Main Street Murray wrap this week with a welcome to our new reporter, Andrew Pearson. You'll see his first story in this week's edition, and we could not be more excited to add Andrew to the Main Street Murray team. And that will include, hopefully, eventually, he'll join me right here as part of Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee. That's the plan. We'll try to make that work out as soon as possible. On the front page this week, Columbia unveiled new art sculptures down in the Art District. The Maury County School Board again debated the recently rejected North Columbia Elementary School. Also on the front, the FBI executed a search warrant on Congressman Andy Ogles and 16 counts against a Columbia teacher who was indicted back in February have been dismissed. Finally, on the front page, Mount Pleasant approves a pilot agreement for a new industry. Inside, the USDA will fund selected waterway cleanup in Maury County. The Polk Home will host a program on Indian removal, and a dangerous intersection is among the issues discussed at last week's Columbia City Council meeting. Every week, we have local obituary notices, community announcement, local government public notices, local church directory, comics and puzzles, the forecast from our friends down at Tennessee Valley Weather, and estate sales and auction governments every week right here in your Main Street Murray. Fire destroyed a home in Spring Hill last week. The Columbia FFA has been named a 3-star chapter. Maury Regional is recognized once again for excellence. The history of the Columbia Arsenal will be part of a CA lecture, and a new art exhibit is announced at Columbia Welcome Center. All right, don't forget, with football right around the corner, as we've been talking about, you'd better be planning on all that meat that you're going to be grilling for your pregame festivities. And you know, there's no better place to get choice meat at great prices with great service than Piggly Wiggly down at Neely's Mill Shops. And there's nowhere to see those deals before you get to the pig other than your community newspaper. That's right, Main Street Murray. Get your copy today and then head on down to the pig and get in on those great deals. You can pick up Main Street Murray at stands and boxes across the county, but you can also have it delivered to your mailbox each week. Find out more about a subscription by calling 615-452-4940, 615-452-4940, or visit mainstreetmurray.com. Sports is getting cranked back up, and here's Mo to tell us all about it.
Hey, I'm Maurice Patton, sports editor at Main Street Murray, and in this week's print edition, the August 14th print edition of Main Street Murray, we've got coverage of a couple of upcoming jamborees in the county this Friday night. As high school football is, well, it's not even right around the corner at this point. It is right in the middle of the street. Friday night, Mount Pleasant will be hosting the Maury County Jamboree after a long run at Columbia's Lindsey Nelson Stadium. The Tigers will be rolling out their new artificial turf in the nightcap of 4 matchups. It'll be Mount Pleasant and Lawrence County in the 9 o'clock finale, following matchups between Battle Creek's junior varsity team and Spring Hill's junior varsity. Spring Hill's varsity will take on Centennial at 7. That initial matchup between Battle Creek and Spring Hill is at 6, followed by Spring Hill and Centennial at 7. Columbia Central and Christ Presbyterian Academy at 8. And again, the finale between the host Mount Pleasant Tigers and Lawrence County at 9 o'clock. But we've got coverage of the run-up to that in this week's print edition. Also, Columbia Academy will be hosting Lewis County, Cornersville, and Richland on their campus Friday beginning at 7 o'clock. So coverage of all that, plus Summit and Independence. They're not playing in jamborees, but they do have final preseason scrimmages on Friday evening. See more about that in the print edition. Additionally, Zion Christian playing 8-man football got a jump on everybody else. They had their season opener this past weekend, and it was a good one for the Eagles. Check it out in the print edition of this week's Main Street Murray. Post-19 senior baseball program went over to Washington, Missouri last week for the Mid-South regional tournament and American Legion postseason play. We've got coverage of their results there, so be sure and see that. We've got some middle school scores and a middle school football schedule for the upcoming week. So again, all of that is in this week's print edition of Main Street Maury. Be sure and check that out. Next week's print edition will include our 2024 Main Street Maury Fall Sports Preview. We will have previews on all 7 of our local football programs, as well as girls soccer, volleyball, cross country, and golf. So be sure and find that in next week's print edition. And between now and then, we'll have coverage of those jamborees and other area sports happenings. So be sure and look at us online at mainstreetmaury.com, as well as in next week's print edition of Main Street Maury. Thanks.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather today.
Hey folks, happy Wednesday to you, and thank you so much for stopping by Tennessee Valley Weather. I'm Ben Luna here in the Weather Center, wishing you a happy hump day as you check out this edition of Your Weather Today. It's being made possible by our good friend Scott Beasley on the Lawrenceburg Square at Beasley Wealth Management. With that said, lots to talk about in the world of weather over the course of the next few minutes. We've got a little system that's working into the region today, and that's going to provide us with a chance for a few spotty thunder showers and some slightly, just ever so slightly cooler temperatures. And then we're going to warm right back up as we head through the remainder of the work week, and we'll also peek ahead at the coming weekend as well. Here's a look at Futurecast. Notice that spotty activity across the area as we head through the course of the morning and midday hours. At this point, models are keeping the core of that precip a little bit back on the west side of our viewing area, but wouldn't be surprised if some of that found its way through the core of our area as a potential through the mid-afternoon or so before that finally leaves the area, and we'll wind up with an overall clear sky here for a while early Thursday morning. That's also going to allow temperatures to drop down closer to 70, if not the upper 60s, in a few locations across the area. Now, dry weather, short-lived. We've got more moisture that's going to be swinging back over the area. There's a warm front that is associated with that system too, and that's going to pull back over us. We'll notice temperatures warm back up again here for Thursday. More moisture content in the air will mean a continued chance for hit and miss storms, and we'll virtually just copy and paste that to Friday as well, because again, more moisture in the area as that boundary again sinks back close to the region here over the course of the coming weekend. So here's your day builder forecast, courtesy of our friends down at Parks Lumber Company. Because of the clouds and the chance for a few showers, we're keeping highs a little bit at bay, back in the upper 80s for this afternoon. And then here for the next 7 days, it's kind of rinse and repeat. Again, not just a super well organized rain chance here for the area, just more pop-up hit and miss variety storms, but hey, we'll take it. It's better than nothing, I'll tell you. Look for temperatures to pop back up here for Thursday and into the coming weekend. We'll have highs back in the low to even mid-90s in a few spots. Elevated rain chances stay with us here Friday through the weekend. Again, that's not a washout, just more scattered activity. And then here's a look ahead into next week. Virtually unchanged for this time of year. Highs in the 90s under a mix of clouds and sunshine. Overnight lows dipping back into the upper 60s. That is a look at your forecast. Kelly has more at noon, and Fred here live at 5 on the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel.
Well, that's it for another week of Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee. Make sure to get a copy of your local newspaper online or traditional newspaper so that you don't miss a minute of all the local coverage that we've got lined up for you as we move into fall and beyond. For more information on subscribing to any of our local newspapers, visit mainstreetmediatn.com. That's mainstreetmediatn.com. It's our parent website. It's got all the information you need. And again, thank you for trusting us as your source for local news, events, and sports. And the good Lord willing, we will be right back here next week with Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee.